Hello, just getting comfortable in the car. But you know what I was thinking about the other day, and I bet you have too, about the things that you want to do differently this year. I call it a reset. Stop pleasing people, stop putting other people first, but actually stop worrying too much about what other people think about you. A lot of that I've been learning as a coach is around shifting your mindset. And I've got some ways in which you can carry out some really simple mindset shifts, which will really, I think, transform the way you look at yourself, the way you look at life, and the way that you can fully appreciate yourself and kind of move forward to take those steps to kind of do things differently. So let's go for a walk. Here I am sitting in my car, I've just parked up. Let's have a mooch around my local park, and I'm going to take you through those simple steps as well. Come on, let's go. Let's see how many laps I can do around the park and not make you dizzy as I hold myself this selfie stick and do this video. So I'm putting these steps, these kind of mindset shifts, into three categories. One is doing a self-diagnosis. The second one is taking a good look at yourself. And boy, that's going to be hard, because as we age, and particularly if we've been born in the 50s, 60s, if you're a boomer, if you're like me, you're a Gen X, you're born in the 70s, or you're a millennial and you're over 40, the word selfish is really bad. Like thinking of yourself as bad. I don't think it is. I'm here to tell you that it's not self-focused, it's not selfish. So part two is about that. Let's look at ourselves, right? Long, hard look at ourselves. Not going to be pretty, but it's essential. And then I thought I was being followed, but it's my handbag. You can't quite see. My handbag on my shoulder has got a tripod in that's clicking. Third part is challenges. Really challenging yourself on taking those steps and shifting the mindset. So let's get in, let's break them down. So let's kick off then with the temperature check, that life audit. What's your life all about? How are you feeling about everything around you, your environment, your physical environment, your work environment, home, your friends, your family, your relationship, love, workplace? Are you fulfilled? Are you enjoying your job? How do you feel about it? Have you got a job? You're searching for a job. Do you want to change job? Spirituality. Have you got a religion or faith? Have you neglected it for some time, or are you fully in? What do you feel about community, the people around you? Are you working to do something in the community? I know one of the top 6 things around improving your mental health involves feeling that you're part of a community, feeling that you're doing something for your community. So what are you doing? And I think, well, it's one of the things that I take people through when I'm coaching, is around that life audit. You've got to look at your life and kind of mark it out of 10, 1 to 10. What's good? What's amazing? On the 10 scale, what's pretty crap? Down towards the bottom end of the scale. Audit your life. Because I think if you don't sit and have a look at what's going on in your life and work out what's great and prioritize what you need to change, it's, you know, everything else is going to be on very flimsy ground. Yeah, nothing else is really going to make sense. Health, fitness, recreation. You know, I hear you having fun, going out, enjoying yourself with your mates. What are you doing? Yeah, money, finances. Another big one on that life audit list. How's it going? Are you in terrible debt? I haven't told you my debt story yet, but I will. But I was in a hellfire pit of debt, a mountain of debt in my 20s. I did it to myself. I was a fool. I overspent. And it took me the best part of 10 years to get everything straight. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I definitely am not perfect. I have still got not a lot. I've still got some issues. And I still can't seem to break the overspending cycle. But anyway, that's just another thing. I'm not avoiding, I'm acknowledging, taking my own advice. Yeah, okay. Oh, thank you very much. They're beautiful doggies. Lovely doggies. Look at this. Lucky lady. Wonder if she's a dog walker, maybe, or whether they're hers. Found myself a park bench, looking pretty windswept, but hey, doesn't matter. Right, values and what matters to you are all really important parts of the life audit. And sometimes if you feel lost, if you feel stuck, I know I have. I felt like this for 4 or 5 years before I could figure out what my purpose was. And it was really to get to the heart of what am I doing, and why does it not feel enough? Yeah, and part of that is tied up in actually the fact that I don't have any children. So for me, most people who raise children, that's kind of their purpose, right? And sometimes then if we are struggling to figure out what we want to do in life or what we want to do next, it's because what we're doing currently is not aligned to our values. So how far do we value others? Family, society, our loved ones. Does money, power and status matter to you? And I've got a list here, so yeah, the paper's flapping in the wind, right? What do you care about? Are you curious? Do you love learning? Do you love to grow? Are you a person who wants to kind of master new skills? Are you creative? So that then if you're not doing something, if you're not doing a job that allows you to grow in that sense, you're going to feel stuck and frustrated because what you're doing is not aligned to your desire for growth. Think about how important your impact on others matters to you, and how much you need to feel that you have impact on others. Around peace and gratitude, and spirituality and fulfillment, how far do all of those things matter to you? Do you want to leave a legacy? What sort of legacy is that? Are you philanthropic? Do you have money to give others? Could you be an angel investor? Could you give to a credit union? Could you work as a volunteer in a charity shop? That sort of thing. How deeply does fulfillment matter to you? And also sense of belonging around community. Are you empathic? Not sure. Sorry about that. Are you kind? How kind are you? How much do you believe in compassion and fairness and equality and justice? Big conversation happening at the moment around that, with some of those big tech firms rolling back on their DE&I commitments. Does that make you angry? Does that make you sad? Does it make you disappointed? It makes me very disappointed, actually, because it challenges my values, and it's totally unaligned with my values around belonging and respect and fairness and all that sort of thing. So get your journal, audit your life around money, finances, friends, family, community, spirituality, your environment, and also work out what your values are. I'll put a link in the description box as to the kind of values that I've spoken about, because they're going to be your tent poles. A tent doesn't stand up if it is not strong, if the tent poles are not strong. It's like bones and skin and muscle in your body, isn't it? If they crumble, then your body does not survive, or it collapses. And so you need strong tent poles, like understanding what's happening in your life and what you need to fix, and I would chart those out, and then work out what your values are and whether what you're doing in your life is aligned to your values. Those are your tent poles. Let's start with that. Those will help you then move on to the next steps around the mindset shifts for resetting yourself in midlife, rebranding, reinventing, whatever you want to call it. Selfish. That word is so loaded. Don't be selfish. Think of others first. I mean, it's the mindset I was brought up with, and it didn't serve me well. And it's not serving you well. And being focused on self is not selfish. So let's go to the next chunk, self-awareness. Really spending some time with yourself and figuring out who you are and what you're about. I think self-awareness, it's a tough piece. Again, you've got to find a journal, and I've got some lovely journals on my store. Go and have a look, buy yourself one, so you can fill out everything you need to do and keep all of your thoughts in one place. Around self-awareness, this isn't just doing it once a week, once a month. This is a daily task where you notice yourself, where you observe yourself, where you're almost like a drone over your own head going, what's she doing? What does she think that then? Why does she do that? It's not self-centered, okay? And it's one of the 25 habits as well that I spoke about in my last video. Bin the negative self-talk. Stop talking down to yourself. Stop telling yourself you're silly, you can't do something. That kind of defeated lack mindset. Notice when you're saying it to yourself. Turn it around. Turn it around and use more I am phrases. I am worthy. I am enough. I am capable. Stop saying I am not. I can't. Yeah? And that is noticing when it's happening and putting it into it. And that all comes part and parcel with starting to value yourself and not value others highly and not keep looking at everybody else and going, what they're doing. I mean, I've done this, I've spoken about this, and you're probably sick and tired of hearing me talk about it. I have looked at other people and with envy and jealousy and gone, they're doing this, they're more prized than me, they're more appreciated than me. You have value, you have wisdom, you have lived life, you have tales to tell, you are valuable, you are priceless. And as I've said before, you know, it's all about reframing selfishness, right? And part of this kind of taking the temperature on yourself is like noticing these feelings. When feelings come up for you, when you are feeling angry about something and sad about something, but why is that? Why are those feelings coming up for you? Is your body shaking a bit, quaking a bit? Are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling edgy about what someone said to you? You know, you might have had an argument with your son or daughter, and they've said, "Oh, you're so out of touch," like, and you're like, "Well, I'm not out of touch." So instead of just getting angry, try and figure out, well, why did they say that? What is it that I don't understand? And ask them, do I not understand something, or is it because you're angry because you think one thing and I think the other, and there's a difference of opinion? But it's noticing these feelings and emotions, which is all going to be part of helping you with a mindset shift. And it's going to feel odd, and it's going to feel like, oh, I don't like doing this. It's going to feel uncomfortable. Part of the part of the mindset shift for you in midlife. If you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, it is time. Let's go. Okay. Time to get into the challenging yourself stuff. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a walk. Back on the move again. Let's talk about the challenges, the steps. They're going to help you with the lasting transformation. And these are things that I've done, things that I do. I've learned so much about myself in the last year. So, you know, you might be watching this and thinking, oh, she's pontificating about. It's because I've really done the work. And for me, I think the work has come about. Let me just check. Didn't leave anything on the bench, did I? No. The work has come about through trying to work through very deep grief. Trying to work through figuring out what the hell am I for? What am I here for? I'm doing a job as a journalist, and I'm telling people about terribly sad things that are happening in the world, assessing what I'm happy about in my life, what I'm unhappy about in my life, and trying to align it with what I care about, which is helping others grow. Here I am. So, in terms of challenging yourself, do you remember Challenge Annika? I want you to put your jumpsuit on. Put your jumpsuit on and embody your inner Annika Rice and start doing really hard work and forcing yourself to do it. Because if you don't, you're going to stay stuck. I know this. And I avoided for so long, and I procrastinated for so long, and I didn't do anything, and I got more and more depressed. And what I realised is the way out. The way out is to do. And to feel the uncomfortable and to accept the uncomfortable. And so ditch the toxicity. Friends, the relatives is going to be even harder, right? Because they say you can't choose your family. You don't have to kind of cut people out. You don't have to call people. You might just have to break off contact gently, contact less. Similarly, around any relationship, that's going to be a lot harder if you've been with somebody who's not treating you right and you know their behaviour is disrespectful. Try and ditch that toxicity. Sorry about the sniffing. I've got a back end of a cold. Mel Robbins put it very succinctly in one of her books. High five yourself, big up yourself. It's not conceited. It's not arrogant. So many of you I know go, oh, not to be, I don't want to seem big-headed. I don't give a crap. Don't give a crap about that anymore. These are old tropes. These are things that we were brought up as with the kids, not to brag. Stop it. Like if something went right at work, or you won an accolade, oh, I'm all embarrassed. Accept it. You're worth it. You did the work. Yeah, you did it. I'm actually going to walk through the car park, so I may stop because I obviously don't want people in the back of the video who don't want to be in this, right? So let's see how we're going. Oh, it's looking alright actually. Oh no, it's pretty cool. Okay. Set boundaries, the whole thing around, respecting yourself. It's time to stop disrespecting yourself. I think we accept a lot of things because we just don't want to say no, don't upset somebody. Like my Brummie accent. Like, I don't want to come across as bad, or I don't want to come across as a particular type of person. It's about how you say it, actually. It's just about how you say things. And if you're kind of concerned about how to say no politely, got some pointers for that as well. Give you a few pointers. Oh, it's quite nice in there. Go down there. I'll go down that little nook. Oh, maybe I should. Oh, go down here. Oh, look. This is great. I'm going to show you what I can see. Oh, it looks a bit mucky, but it's not too mucky for the ducks. Ducks are enjoying themselves. Oh, there's some flowers here for somebody. There's some flowers for someone on the chair. That's poignant. This place meant something for someone. It doesn't look as nice. Maybe just sit on the chair for a bit. Stop being walked over. Stop being walked over. Yeah. And actually, as I come to the end of this video, practice mindfulness. Everybody talks about it. Even some of the news reports on media, sometimes I feel a bit jokey, like, oh, it's all woo-woo. Mindfulness is really important. It's something that I've been brought up with, which is worry. Worry, worry, worry. Worrying about the future. What's going to happen? Imaginary scenarios, really blowing that up and imagining it's real and then upsetting myself about it. Stop worrying. I have never lived more in the present than I have now. I came to that realization maybe about 6 years ago, around the time that I was teaching. I was listening to a lot of things that Jamie Smart and Michael Neal were talking about. Clarity, just living in the now, handling what you can handle in this present moment, and dealing with things that are only within your control. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Sometimes I can't do it every day. Last couple of weeks I've been imagining things, some personal things, and imagining that things are going to happen, imagining what the doctor's going to say to me when I get the results of some tests that I've been that I had before Christmas, and imagining how I would react to bad news, imagining bad news. What the hell? I had to take myself in hand around that. So I'm just looking at my notes as well. Try not to worry about the future. Watch and notice thoughts when they come up, and just tell yourself, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real if you're worrying about the future. The past, as much as we go, all these things happened in the past, I want to keep them in the past. There are parts of your past that you can value, that you should value. The wisdom, the lessons that you've learned. Yes, there probably will be bad stuff. There's bound to be bad stuff. You know, we've lived for 40, 50 years. that you want to put in a bin. Use therapy or counselling to try and find closure over those things. If you want to try coaching with me, we're all about the present, what's happening for you now, and looking for, to try and figure out what your goals you want for the future. And the one last thing around mindfulness is the more that you listen to yourself and what you're feeling now and living in the now, you will find the answers to some of the questions that you have within you. They're nowhere else. You have the answers. That's one thing I've learned. Your instinct is always right, and the questions you're asking yourself, you will have them. And sometimes, yes, you have to lean on support and ask questions of others and advice of others. 9 times out of 10, we don't listen to other people's advice. We come to our own answer. And we're never going to know whether or not that answer is the right one. All we've got to do is take it, try. If it didn't work out, we pivot, we change, we move. I hope that's useful for you. I hope it's going to help with your reset, your rebrand, your reinvention, whatever it is you want it to be, your changes. Yeah. And lots more videos for you on my channel as well. See you soon.